I think ADHD people are very creative. We think in a different way. So we think like very out of the box sometimes because we have so many ideas. There's always something going on in our head. And sometimes these ideas actually are really good. Sometimes they're like nothing. And I get a lot of my best thinking done at night. And I don't know if that's the same for like other people, but like I'll be sat there at night and I'll be like, oh my God, such a good idea. Like go on my phone, write it down.
You record it.
Record it, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
You might not think of yourself as entrepreneurial, but you clearly are, right? You clearly, if you can have creative ideas and put them into action, and whether that's with your career, whether that's with OnlyFans, whether that's what you choose, modeling contracts now, whatever you're doing, like you're self-made, right?
Yeah.
And that as someone who runs a business, that's really entrepreneurial.
Well, those were the things that I enjoyed doing actually when I was doing modeling. Like I had my own line with PacSun, my clothing line, and then I did a perfume, and those were the parts that I really enjoyed doing.
And what did you enjoy about those bits?
Because it was like more me. Like I got to make the decisions, and it was like seeing these things materialize as well, or seeing like them like my ideas and things like that was really fun.
Because you had a voice.
Yeah, I had a voice and I got to choose things. I actually got to have a say for once. And those were the parts that I enjoyed the most. And I think after, I'd had my line with PacSun for a few years was when I quit actually. Okay. After like those things had happened, because I realized like I actually have no control in my like career or my life anymore. And I wanted to take the control back. And that's when OnlyFans came around, where I was like, I finally feel like I can just make the decisions now. I get to say who shoots. I get to say when. I get to say what I'm wearing. And, it was on my terms for once. And I think a lot of people feel that. Like, it's, I saw, what's her name from Hollyoaks, who did OnlyFans, Sarah Dunn, I think her name is. And she said, I've been objectified my whole life. Now I'm just choosing to do it myself. Okay. And now people don't like it, that I'm actually choosing to objectify myself in my own terms. So it's so interesting how it's okay when other people are doing it. And that's what I found as well with OnlyFans. I didn't realize quite the backlash that I would get from it, which was that people were just like, ugh. Like, oh my God, she's doing OnlyFans. Like, I got this article written about me in the Daily Mail, and it was a female journalist, and she said, Lottie Moss hits rock bottom. And I thought like...
What, because
I was doing OnlyFans.
Okay.
I was like, okay, like, and at the time I was living in a mansion in Beverly Hills. So I was like, joke's on you, girlie. I was like, this is rock bottom, I'll stay. But yeah, it was a very rebellious like time in my life.
Where was this chronologically, like with COVID, your ADHD diagnosis,
actually,
quitting
I'd just
modeling?
Been diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just after COVID.
Okay.
So I was in LA at the time, and I was staying in a house there with a friend of mine who did OnlyFans, and her boyfriend were doing a sort of company that was similar to OnlyFans. And we just started doing that, and then I moved over to doing actual OnlyFans. And I just really enjoyed it. It was a new way of life. Like I was with, a bunch of girls, and we were just shooting really fun content and
full control.
Yeah, it felt like control. And I felt like I'd met people that were similar to me, that had like a similar outlook on life. Like I have a very like quite liberal outlook on it. It was just like, I don't understand why you can't do OnlyFans and be a lawyer or be a banker or do this or do that. Why can't you as a woman like do multiple things? Why does it have to be you do OnlyFans, so you're a sex worker, so you're done? You can't do any brands, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're limited. We don't judge people for what they do in their private life or what they do, who they are as people. We don't judge them for their hobbies, what they like doing. And I don't understand why this has to be something that people judge you for. I lost a contract that I was doing for my clothing brand. I lost that because I was doing OnlyFans.
Okay.
I lost multiple jobs. Like so many people stopped talking to me because I did this. And I was like so confused, but it also allowed me to sort of start fresh.
Yeah.
And
so you're like, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
I feel free.
But it was a very big difference from my old life. It was a shock to the system, but I think it's what I needed. I needed a kick up the arse, and just to be like, you know what, if you want to stand on your own, here you go, you stand on your own, And because I really didn't realize how many people were like, exile me. But when it happened, it was the best thing to ever happen, because I got rid of all the trash. The trash took itself out. Got rid of all these fake people that were just around me because I was doing modeling. And I got rid of, a lot of people that were just working with me for like my name or things like that.
So how How well do you trust people now?
Not great. And that's something that I'm still working on. I had a lot of people like use me. I had someone steal money from me. And yeah, just a lot of like, you know, when you're, because I'm very generous as well. And I like to spend my money on people and I like to be generous. And that's like one of my like love languages. I like buying people things. But it also attracts a lot of negative people when you do that. When you are generous, people see that and they like will take like narcissistic people and things like that. They see that and they're like, perfect. Because I didn't have very good self-esteem as well. And, you know, I've always quite kind of struggled with that, with my body and my, you know, obviously from modeling and stuff like that. It's hard to feel complete with yourself and feel happy with what you look like and who you are. And, you know, I was struggling with drugs and things like that as well. And I think people saw that and they're like, perfect, she's generous and she's kind of struggling mentally. So it's like, I'm a perfect target and I was a perfect target.
There's real vulnerability there, right?
Exactly, yeah. And, you know, even after, you know, doing OnlyFans and feeling great, you know, I had a lot of people that still stayed in my life and I had to kick them out. But I feel like I've got all the toxic people out finally, which is great.
That's nice. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. I go to sleep at night sound.